So the back of the MDX is a mess. You know, my wife kind of has this thing a little bit methed. Okay, so I think my best bet of routing the cable for the camera, because I'm going to be installing the backup camera. Today I'm going to start from the back and working my way forward. See what we have to take off and what we don't. By the looks of it, this panel accesses the lights. That way I don't have to take the whole thing off. And yeah, so I think my reverse light is here. That's the only light here because everything else is just wasted space, basically. So we're gonna run the cable from the front all the way back here in through this guy, up through here, it seems, and we'll just get her going. So I'm going to actually go to the front now, show you guys where we're going to pull that cable from. I will take this back off because I didn't show you guys where I ran it from, but you guys can see down here I just kind of threw it underneath the dash. So I'm going to take apart the top and show you guys how I ran that, but for right now I'm going to leave that be. That's going to be for later. First I'm going to start in the back. So basically you can do this starting from the back and then work your way this way. So what I want to do is I want to take this off. Hey look, it has a little light down here. How does that turn on? Huh, never seen that little light. Let's go ahead and take that off. Is there a screw here? I don't see a screw there. Looks like a clip. Okay, so that has a little panel here with a light, and I don't see a switch on it though. Does that make sense? Like it. Okay, anyway, I got distracted. That wire is gonna run through the top of this, and then we're gonna take this guy off and we're gonna run it all the way up. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. Looks like somebody's already been in here. I'd like to know how this turns on, you know? Like, it's an option, so it's gotta have like a little switch, no? Yeah, whatever. So, for people asking, this is the advanced tech. Got the TV there, but it should all be the same. Running this wire shouldn't be an issue. So we're just gonna run it up in here. Come on. Trying to make this as easy as possible, but this thing is just not cooperating. So we're just gonna go up right now, and then we'll route that later. How about that? We'll route that a little later. So I know I have slack in the front, but I'm gonna leave a little bit more slack than what you need per se. I am gonna put some zip ties right here. I'll actually get those right now. Okay, so you guys know how to put on zip ties, so I'm just gonna put probably one zip tie there. And, you know, factory cable ties are already on there, so we're just going to go ahead and go. Okay, that took longer than expected, so I put the zip tie right about here. Now we can just pull it up a little bit and tighten it a little more. Took a little bit of hand dangling. I am going to snip that off, don't worry. I'm not going to leave it all ugly. So yeah, the cable now is just up forcefully. And we're just going to run it through here, the weather stripping. To take it off, all you do is pull on it. Now just be mindful that you will have to basically do this while putting it on. Let me show you. Okay, I hope you guys can see. Because I can't see you right now. So what I want to do is I want to pull it all the way up to this corner right now. And then just start pushing the weather stripping back and have it be on the inside insert right there. And then just kind of push it up so that when the cable is hidden, and if we need slack, we pull it back, and then slide this weather stripping back on as we go. If we have too much slack, we'll know. Okay, so if you guys didn't catch that, we're putting it inside the weather stripping here, and then should have a snug fit all the way up to here, and then you guys can see right in here is where we're stopping. We're going to go through here, and you don't need any special tools. You just kind of have to pry the wire in there and just push it in there. You see that? Oh, sorry, you did not see that. So you just kind of push it in there. And the wire has now disappeared. You see that? We're now going to push up the weather stripping because it slipped. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and go back around, and we're going to do the same on the next door. We'll take the weather stripping off from here. Yank it down. That's all that we need to do. Then we're going to push this in. And then we're going to put that up at the top here and put the weather stripping back as we pull the wire through. See that? Pull that right in there. You could also, I guess, not take off the weather stripping and try to pry it in here, but I think you might have to take off the weather stripping to get that out. So now you want to push that in there all the way in. See how it just like slides in? You don't need much. And you guys can see that the wiring may not even reach. Let's hope it does. Because we need enough slack to get it from here. Yeah, so it looks like we have enough slack. So this is probably the longest vehicle I've ever done. They've never been too short for me, but you know, there's always a first. So we got it to right here, okay? So now this is the hard part. This is where I need to get this wire now into there. So let me pause real quick. Okay, so I did all the hard work for nothing. Looks like you only have to take this plastic piece off. You don't have to do none of all of what I did. So basically, in that top corner there, you can see where that cable comes out of. That's where that comes in. So you always want to leave slack on this cable because it is going to move freely in this. But obviously we're gonna have zip tie so it doesn't just wobble around. But basically where I'm going is I'm wanting to go from here into there. So I don't know if I have to take this off. I think I broke it. No, that's just a clip. Okay. So do it more carefully than I did. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need a slack wire, and we're gonna go basically from here to there with that cable. We don't have to go there, but we need to get into here because that goes into the license plate bracket here in the middle. That's where the camera goes. And we need power for that and power for the license plate. So I'll probably have to end up taking this whole thing off. Okay, I don't want to take it all the way off because I think that's all I need. Yeah, that's all I need. So I'll work with that, okay? So let me pause real fast. Okay, so I managed to slowly feed this wire from the back there where I showed you guys. That little spot back up in there in the corner. You can see it better in person. Up to here. I'm just gonna pull it out as much as I can. I got a really long, thick gauge wire. A coat hanger will do the same, but I think this thick gauge wire will do better. So now my task is to route it through this inside, route it through there, route it through here, and take it out there. That's gonna be my end goal. Okay, so this took a lot longer than I thought. So let's go ahead and slide that guy up in there. Don't you dare fall out. Now, I might be able to do that without this little coat hanger thing, but I just wanted it to be more secure. And it came out. Okay. I realized I didn't record this part. I got it in through here. As you guys can see, it's over here. Now I got a screwdriver that I shoved in there very strategically, so I can just go straight out that little boot, which I'm gonna pull here soon. Then I'm gonna run a cable that goes from probably this angle here to there, or maybe from all the way in the back all the way down. We'll see, whatever works. Alright, so this part was a pain. So I had to get it in through there, out through here, and then out through there. Okay, so I buttoned that part back up now. Now we're going out to here. And this is where I finally took it out. So if anybody asking how I took this out, is feeding wire and taping it, taping the end. So now we're pretty much where we want to be, which is kind of get to right there where that light's coming out. And we're pretty much there. So a lot of people get confused here because there's a lot of wires. So these two wires are only for the license plate light. Like, I mean, only for here. That's all it's for. So what we're gonna do is these are separated just so that they can go positive and negative to that light, because this will light up the license plate light as a regular light. And this one is going to go straight to the reverse light, along with this red and this red have to be combined. So what I like to do is split them, because you will need to make this go as close as possible to this, of course. And since the license plate lights are right here, I'm going to go with the one on the driver's side because it's closer. I might have to take this little plate off just to put that in. I might not. So let me figure that out. So to take off this backlight, you do have to take off the all the screws, and then you kind of wedge the screwdriver in like this and twist, and it'll pop right out. That's how this one popped out. Now we're gonna feed this camera with these wires into there, and these wires are gonna connect to this little guy there. So put that aside, feed the wires in first, and then worry about the wires later. Just feed them in there. Enough so that we can get this going, that going, and then what you want to do, oh no, I forgot it comes with a little chute. It's a little gasket, so you take off one, peel one side, stick it onto there, and then you peel off the other side and stick it onto the car. So it should look something like that. Now we feed the wires in. One side, it should look like that. Okay, so now we have dual camera, because the other OEM backup camera I'm leaving there. I'm not moving it a single bit. Now we're going to see if this now fits, or if we have to do some cutting. We're going to have to do some cutting. Okay, good thing I can just cut around that. Looks like I just need a little bit cut off. So I'm going to get a little like Dremel, and I'm just going to Dremel this out real fast. Got this at Walmart for like 15 bucks. Kind of just dremeled out the top, and then right where the camera was hitting there, and then a little bit off the bottom there, and it looks OEM. So even if I were to take this back out one day, you're never gonna see this. So looks fine to me. All right, so now we can go back on the inside and worry about those wires I was talking about. Okay, so they should be somewhere up here now. Looks like those wires would be this one. I'm gonna need down here, and I'm gonna need to grab those. So I got this from TikTok Shop, and it comes with several of these small things, and these small ones are just about the right size as these little contact pins here. So what I did is, since there's a red and a blue, is I went ahead and connected black to black and brown to red for this light here, and I connected these two little bud connectors, and that is going absolutely nowhere. So I'm probably just going to tuck this away and call it good. If you guys are worried about it making contact with something, I'll put some tape there. But for right now, that is for the light, okay? Then you connect this red one to this black one, obviously, and then you connect the yellow to the yellow. Alright, so I'm going to do something here. So I'm going to make the reds the same length. Since they are going to connect together, I'm going to grab one of these little connectors. Where are they? I could use one of these and one of its female adapters here, just to make that easy, I guess. I was looking more of like a double-sided one, but I don't see any of those. So I also got heat shrink, so I can heat shrink that part here. And this is all from the shop, and it comes with a lot of pieces and a lot of thinner cable, a lot of which does not come with this cable. So what I want to do is I want to see, nope, that's not going to fit. That'll be good for the wire, but not for this. Just want something that'll fit right over this. Looks like this red one's pretty close, but this blue one's probably going to do it. Yep. So I'll do this blue one here. This should look something like this. Both reds connected to the red, and the single wire here will go to the brake light, and this one, black one, will also go to the brake light or ground. So I heat shrink these two, going to anyway, and then this one's just going to slide over this top one and heat shrink there too. Get your handy dandy torch. Oops. And heat shrink all this. Should look something like that. Now these guys are not separating ever. Now if I want to separate them one day, I cut this little piece off and they are two again. So yeah, nice little kit. Heat shrink and little things with multiple. The only thing is the box is cheap, but I don't care for the box if I have somewhere else to put it, you know. It's nice. It kind of tells you where they would fit. Whatever. Anyway, that is all connected. Now what's left is to connect these two to the brake light. So my best bet is possibly, oh, they don't have the little connector here. And I don't want to splice into that, so let's see if we can do something with the bulb. Yeah, I might have to wire tap these guys. I do have little wire taps. I don't like using them, but this is the day that I have to use them. Let me go get those. That's basically how they end up. You just kind of bite into it, and now you have connection without making too much of a mess and hacking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty this up with some zip ties, but for now I want to test that light, so we got to go back to the front. Still got to install this, but I'm probably going to install this into the Acura TSX, not into this one because it'll probably be more of a mess. So let's go ahead and take this guy back off, and the connection point is right here, but it looks like I need to take this guy back out too. Okay, so now we're in the front, and I am so pissed that I forgot to plug this guy in, so I had to take this guy apart. So we're gonna plug that guy in right there. I'm gonna plug it into here. The solo one is the backup camera, okay? And then what it looks like is we're gonna grab that pink back there, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and put this and the pink one. Or is it? It's free by itself somewhere. I saw it dangling somewhere, so you can't hide it from me now. Here, this pink one I assume is the backup camera one. So let's go ahead and, looks like it's already pre-cut. So we're gonna connect these two together, and that should turn on the camera.